Earning fame on the football pitch is no easy task. Defenders have to pull off thousands of clean tackles. Goalkeepers must make dozens of jaw-dropping saves. Strikers are under pressure to score non-stop. Yet one man who never touched the ball even once became a football icon. His name was Pierluigi Collina.
Quem nasceu pra ser fiel, nunca vai ser amante.
Watching Collina on the field was just as thrilling as watching the stars he officiated. It wasn't just about his razor-sharp decision-making. He had the eyes of a hawk and the composure of a samurai. What made him special was how he communicated with players. He could scold anyone, even the fierce Oliver Kahn who'd suddenly look like a guilty puppy in front of him. For Collina, no player was above the game. He earned such immense respect that he didn't need to shout. Players just knew, you don't mess with Pierluigi. But he wasn't a cold-blooded machine. He found a perfect balance between strictness and empathy. He joked with players, and in tense moments he could show surprising warmth, helping up an injured footballer, for example. It was a perfect mix of respect and humanity. But how did he become this man? Despite loving basketball as a kid, Collina first dreamed of becoming a footballer. Realizing his limited talent, he shifted to central defense, a position that demanded different skills. Interestingly, he supported Bologna in his youth, but later fell in love with Lazio. And Lazio in the 70s was like a gang, not a football team. Locker room factions, players with guns under shirts, threats with broken bottles. And yet, brilliant football that brought them their first Scudetto. This beautiful chaos enchanted young Pierluigi. Maybe that's where his unique nature came from. A mix of ruthless principle and burning love for the game. From humble defender to a man whose face would grace the cover of Pro Evolution Soccer, Collina's story is not just about rules, but about charisma. Even though he loved Lazio, he always insisted that personal loyalties never influenced his decisions. In fact, Lazio failed to win a single one of their first 10 games officiated by him. At 17, his playing days ended. That's when he was invited to take a refereeing course, and people quickly noticed his natural talent. Even as a teenager, you could sense the commanding referee he would become. But the next few years were a roller coaster. Imagine the stress. At 20, he was officiating regional matches while finishing a degree in economics and completing mandatory military service. The military toughened him further, as if being raised by a schoolteacher mother, a military father, and nuns at school hadn't already done that. His rise continued. He was promoted to Italy's 3rd division, where he instantly earned respect. Then, disaster. Just before finishing his military duty, Collina developed alopecia. In just 10 days, he lost all his hair. It couldn't have come at a worse time. The Federation was about to promote him to Serie A and B. People feared the illness would shatter his confidence. But Collina wasn't the kind to break. If he struggled inside, he never showed it. In fact, his bald look, paired with his 2-meter frame and intense stare, made him look like a character from Dragon Ball. The nickname Kojak, after the bald TV detective, fit perfectly. Only 4 years later, after just 43 matches in Italy's top flight, Collina was named a FIFA referee. His rise was terrifyingly fast. He was like the Yamal of referees. Even more impressively, he was immediately assigned 5 matches at the 1996 Olympics, including the final between Nigeria and Argentina. A true classic. Though he didn't officiate the 1998 World Cup final, he still made headlines, like when he sent off Kluivert in a heated match against Belgium. But the real breakthrough came in 1999. After a string of stellar Champions League performances and being named the best referee in the world, Collina earned the right to officiate the 1999 Champions League final. From FIFA debut to the top of the world in just 4 years. So what was the secret? Collina's brilliance came from his unique mix of traits. His height and piercing stare gave him authority, but the real power came from how deeply he understood football. He didn't just know the rules, he felt the game. He once said, "A good referee should be invisible, until the moment comes when he must be the most visible person on the pitch." His decisions were so precise that even tough players rarely argued. Even hard men like Roy Keane respected him. His illness, which could have destroyed him, became part of his legend. The bald head didn't weaken him, it made him iconic. In 2002, he refereed the World Cup final, Brazil versus Germany, and appeared on the cover of Pro Evolution Soccer. An unprecedented honor for a referee. When asked about his secret, he simply said, "I just love the game. Even when I showed a yellow card, I did it with respect." That might be the key. To become a legend, sometimes you just need to be fully yourself. No compromises. Collina's greatness wasn't just about charisma. He spoke multiple languages, allowing him to communicate with any player. Most importantly, he prepared obsessively, analyzing team tactics, identifying potential hotheads, knowing who was prone to diving or fouling. His philosophy was simple: a referee should never be caught off guard. He helped UEFA reduce yellow cards and shape the modern image of a referee. The 1999 UCL final, United vs. Bayern, became his crowning moment. United turned the game around in stoppage time while Bayern's players collapsed in tears. Collina walked up to one devastated player and calmly said, "Get up, there are still 20 seconds left." Even today, Bayern players struggle to watch footage from that match. For Collina, that day revealed the soul of football: joy and heartbreak, victory and despair, all in one frame. At Euro 2000 and the 2002 World Cup, he reaffirmed his legend. Two matches stood out: England versus Argentina, a post-Maradona grudge match, and the Brazil versus Germany final. In both, Collina delivered flawless performances. In one, he diffused tension. In the other, he became almost invisible, the highest praise for a referee. His rivalry with Oliver Kahn became a psychological chess match. Kahn, Germany's fiery goalkeeper, consistently lost matches officiated by Collina, from the 1999 UCL final to a brutal 5-1 loss to England. Even Kahn admitted, "Collina is a world-class referee, but lucky for me? Clearly not." In the 2004 UEFA Cup final, Collina again played a key role. A red card and penalty swung the match for Valencia over Marseille. Though he shone at Euro 2004, he wasn't assigned the final due to age restrictions. But Italy's Football Federation raised the retirement age, just for him. That had never been done before. However, controversy followed. A sponsorship deal with Opel, also a Milan sponsor, was declared a conflict of interest. Collina offered to resign. The federation refused, so Collina simply walked away on his own terms. His final act came in 2006, during the Calciopoli scandal. Wiretaps revealed almost all Serie A referees were influenced by Juventus executive Luciano Moggi. All but one, Pierluigi Collina. On the tapes, an enraged Moggi swears vengeance for Collina's honest officiating. But for a man who believed honesty wasn't a virtue, but a duty, threats meant nothing. "I didn't referee matches, I felt them," Collina once said. Maybe that's why even losing teams rarely challenged his decisions. When he hung up the whistle in 2005, football didn't just lose a referee, it lost an artist. A man who could stop chaos with a single look always said, "My greatest weapon wasn't authority, it was love for the game. When you respect football, football respects you back." That's the legacy of Pierluigi Collina, a referee remembered as both the fairest and the most fearsome in football history.